Nevada was one of the first states in the U.S. to legalize medicinal marijuana. And just recently, they decided to legalize marijuana for recreational use as well. However, there's a little bit of a problem with the state medical marijuana program portal. It turns out that the website accidentally leaked private information about individuals who had applied to get access to medicinal marijuana. Now, each 8-page application calls for the person's social security number, driver's license number, and full address, in addition to details like height, weight, and eye color. So this is a little bit of a disaster. Thankfully, someone caught it and alerted the state about what was really going on, and they immediately disabled the website to prevent any other vulnerabilities. But nonetheless, look, it was a mistake. We seem to be having a lot of cyber issues here in the United States, and we need to be smarter about it, especially when it comes to sensitive information like social security numbers and things like that. With that said, I don't care if this is for marijuana. Like, people were concerned about that too. Like, oh my God, now people are gonna know that they're using marijuana. And, like, we should get rid of that stigma. By the way, these are individuals who had HIV, AIDS, cancer. The standards of getting the medical marijuana license in Nevada were a little more strict than they were in other states, kind of like, California, where it's a lot easier.
Well, nonetheless, a lot of people still believe in that stigma, and it might affect their jobs. Just because it's legal doesn't mean that there aren't consequences at work. There shouldn't be,
right?
But oftentimes there are. But I'm with you that I'm more concerned about their home address being printed and the gross violation of privacy overall. Mistakes do happen. It's just a bad one to make. And look, there are no easy answers on this one, because in this case, it was a mistake, not a hack. But man, as Trump just said, we live in the computer age and it is very complicated. But he's going to be our president. Yeah. I hope he doesn't treat it like that. But to be fair, it is very hard for these different entities, especially local government officials, to figure out how to stop hacking, and oftentimes to know not to put it in that part of the internet, because then that will be publicly available. For us, that seems fairly easy.
Yes.
But for a 68-year-old local official, he might be like, the computer, I don't know what happened. I put it in the tweeter machine, and next thing you know, everybody knows.
Yeah, what I'm really concerned about is, in the age of the internet and with hacking and, cybersecurity, vulnerabilities and things like that, maybe we don't ever have a reasonable expectation of privacy at all ever again, right? Because I know the ship has sailed and we've already started putting everything online, but I feel like there should have been some sort of boundary when it came to medical information, right? Because everything about us is online. Some way, somehow, it's there. And so whether it's, your medical visits, the type of medication you're using, procedures you've had, whatever it is, it's all out there. And either you're going to deal with someone who's super incompetent and makes a mistake and just accidentally leaks that information to the public, or there's hackers who, of course, have ill intent. They're going to go after that information anyway.
I know, but we can't give up, because it's one thing for us to eventually, as a society, get to a point where we go, okay, I got it. We're all perverts, right? Everybody's got their different proclivities.
I agree.
Let's get beyond it, right? It's another thing for everybody to know where the home address of everybody is, because some folks have enemies. You could be as silly as football players, and the opposing team's fans sometimes are mental. I mean, in soccer, it's worse, right? So as serious as in The Intercept, I was reading about how the Russians very likely assassinated this Putin critic who was a journalist that lived abroad.
Jeez.
And one of the things that they did was they hacked in and found her address. And then, they found the 5 assassins who killed her, right? But they wouldn't talk as to who hired them. But somehow they got her home address. So it could be deadly serious. So we've got to get much better training at all levels of the government to protect people's private information from consequences small and very large. If you like some of the political stories we do on the show, you're going to love Aggressive Progressive. Get that show just for members at tytnetwork.com/join. That was a good one. That was a good one.